Servus people of the internet, my name is Bernd and welcome to my first CityWars Tower Defense Handbook. I'm one of only 3 people at the moment that have unlocked everything and reached maximum level, so I believe that I can tell you a few things about the game. So once you went through the tutorial, you will end up in this area here, and the first thing we're gonna do now is go up to this mirror and change the class. So I think that a fighter is the strongest at the moment, so that's what I'm recommending and that's what I'm going to play in this. You can also change your language settings that you picked in the tutorial. For that you hit escape button on your keyboard, go to settings, and then here you have all of the languages. And also you can look into the keyboard settings. So here is all the key bindings. If you want to change anything to fit your playstyle. Also you can change your graphics and audio settings and all of that stuff. So just put it to some values that work for you, and then you're good to go. One thing that you cannot change is your name, so you should choose wisely like I did. Now one thing that's very cool in this game is you can hit F to enter your friends menu right at the start and continue playing with somebody that you meet here or that you already know right from the start, to make it a little bit easier. But for the first map it's probably better if you just play alone a little bit and get the hang of the game. So you can just press the F button, or in escape you also have your friends list. How are you able to find friends here? One of the ways would be in the chat, which is the tab key on the left of your keyboard. But now you can't really scroll because scrolling is zooming in and out. But if you hit escape first and then tab, then you can scroll up and down. So that's a little bit of a trick. Maybe not the most convenient thing, but it works at least. And then once you wrote something, you can just hit enter, like in most things, most chats. Good. That should cover the basics. WASD, left click, right click, the normal stuff. We cannot enter this area yet, so the only thing really we can do is change the class or enter this match, which we will do now. So when you walk up to the green area, you see like a little preview of what you can expect. At the moment we see suggested player amount is 1, so that's perfect for us. Let's do that. Now it also tells us about F, the friends menu, but I already told you about that. So it also tells you to defend the crystal, which you can see here. So this crystal has 10 health, as you can see with the number 10 here. And over here we have the enemy spawns. Sometimes there's multiple, but in the first maps there's of course only one enemy spawn area. From here the enemies will walk down this path and try to get to your core crystal, but we are able to defend with towers or even fighting. So in the bottom right you can see that because I am a fighter, it says it in front of my name, I have spawned with stone knuckles, which are pretty decent for damage and also have a lot of knockback, which is important, and with a fighter's bandana. So that is obviously depending on your class, but since this is a weapon with a high knockback, which makes you able to push the enemy further into your tower area when something tries to get through, that's very good. And the fighter's bandana allows you to heal, which is also kind of nice. It is not really important to not die, because everything that's gonna happen is if you die or just hit respawn here, you will just respawn in your map, you don't lose anything, but it kind of teleports you to an area of the map where you don't really want to be if you are just fighting against hard enemies and trying to push them back. So that is a nice thing to have, ability to heal with. In the top you see it's bound to number 4. So if I press that, he's just going to heal for a second and then you're good to go again. That also changes depending on where you have your stuff. So if you hit R key or I key, you will open the inventory, and there you can see, okay, I have 2 slots where I can have weapons. So in the right side you can see now I have my weapon on the right click or the left hand, and here I'm switching the hands and now it's on my left click side. And obviously the bandana is just adding the ability in the top of the screen. Some weapons also have abilities that you then have either on 1 or 2 key, depending on which side you have the weapon equipped. So that's a little bit much detail for now, but just so you know where all your stuff is, inventory and starting equipment. It can happen if you lose a round that you get additional weapons or other stuff, which then of course you can also equip, and then you can basically have 1 weapon in the left and 1 on the right side. Good. Now let's continue by actually playing the game a bit. I'm going to gather some sticks and stones by pressing E on them. So E is for interacting. So you can just go around, and this one will give us 1 stone. As you can see, there's 1 stone in the ground, and on the top left it says, okay, we have gathered 1 stone and have a total of 4 now. If we, for example, go to this one, this is 2 stones on the ground, and we actually get 2 stones. So logically this should give us 3 branches, and big surprise, it does. So with that you can prioritize a little bit where you pick stuff up, depending on, okay, this is probably better to pick up because it has 4 stones than just 1 single stone. The other button for interaction is Q. So once you have, for example, started to chop down a tree, you can just press Q and stop doing that if you didn't intend to cut down that tree. But for most things, just pressing E on stuff will get you where you want to be. There are 2 more things that you can pick up. One is berries, which you can just, with the letter Z here, consume, and basically just fill up your health a little bit, but at the moment that's not really important. And the other thing that you can pick up is flowers without any tools, and the flowers aren't really useful in the beginning as well. They are used later in recipes, I think. So for now all you need to do is collect sticks and stones, and then you're good. Now in the bottom left you see some blue resource, which is souls, monster souls, currency to build new towers, self-explanatory I think. You will start with 650. Also, if somebody else plays with you, they will have the same amount, and you can place basically double the towers. And after every round you will get 100 monster souls. So since most towers will cost 200 monster souls, you can see here the normal shooting tower, which you start with, has a build cost of 200. We have 650, so we can build 3 of those. So let's do that and get things started. 1, 2, 3. So once you place the first building down, the countdown will start, and in 24 seconds the enemies will spawn. You have 50 souls extra. That is because the enemies will drop some souls. So once you have collected, let's say 50 souls from picking them up from the ground, and have gained 100 souls from beating the waves, then you can place your next tower, basically. However, we can also do something else. We can let the towers do the fighting, or we can hit the enemies with our weapon if they're too strong for the towers. You can also hit with the right hand. As you can see, I'm only doing 1 damage now. Here I'm collecting a monster soul. But if I hit with the left side, then it does 4 or almost 5 damage. It depends always a little bit. For example, if you have a critical damage, then you deal more damage. As you can see, we have beaten the first wave. This countdown shows it. Okay, we have beaten wave 2 out of 3. So we can just collect those monster souls and experience points. In the bottom, you just saw how we are now level 1 from collecting the little white things. And now we can hit K, the K menu, and upgrade our stone knuckles, for example. So when we get hit, there's a chance that we counterattack and deal damage. Why not? Let's just upgrade that. So, as you can see, now we have level 0, and when we collect experience again, it levels us up. Okay, so since we are almost through on this round, I'm going to just let this play out, and then we will meet on the next one, and I will explain the other stuff in there. One thing that I might want to mention is when you go to your core crystal and press skip countdown, you can just let the enemies spawn again. As you can see, we have a little bit of a bigger red now, which will spawn a small red when it is defeated, but at the moment the towers still have no problem dealing with all of that. Also probably saw some mushroom guys. Those are also in the first waves. They will attack you, but they shouldn't really be a big issue. Here the green guy, he will actually try to fight you, but they don't have a lot of damage. As you see, he turned around to me, and the reds aren't attacking me if I don't attack them, but the reds will. The mushroom guys will. So you need to learn a little bit about the enemies and how they behave.
This is an unlocking map. When you finish a level for the first time, you gain an unlock point to unlock new constructions.
So, like the guy said, we now have an unlock point.
Constructions by spending unlock points. Choose carefully. Each of them give their own advantages to make you progress further in the game.
Okay, easy enough. We are on an unlock map. We have one unlock point in the top. So now we have to choose. We have the option to get a spinning wheel. We can use that to craft ropes from plant fibers, but that's not as important as the saw bench, because we can cut logs into planks, and that is more important for upgrading the towers. So we will unlock this first.
After you finished unlocking constructions, you can exit and go back to the world map from here.
We will not do that because we are not done yet. So as you can see, there are some additional chests here, which you can just press spacebar and jump over. And we got a stick campfire. We can cook food and heal ourselves. So for example, if you have berries, then you can craft the berries into cooked berries, but we will test that later on this one. Let's see what we get. Oh well, this is more important. We can basically drink from it to fill up our health to full, which is very useful in some cases. And let's see what we have here. A club table. Okay, we can craft basically a bed weapon, but that is more important if you, for example, have a mage staff which uses mana. Then you can also craft this as a melee weapon and deal damage that way. But to be honest, since we have the stone knuckles, that's not really important because the stone knuckles are a better weapon than the bat, so no reason to craft it really. Okay, now this jumping puzzle is a little bit more tricky, but you should figure out how to do it in a few attempts, and then we can unlock the fourth free thing, which is a light wooden chest where you can store things in it. That's more important when you play with other people, because you have your big inventory and the wooden chest only has like the first row of space. Then iron chest will have 2 rows and gold chest is bigger, but yeah, the wooden chest is mostly important when you play with other people, because then you can just drop stuff on the ground. For example, here I can drop 1 coin on the ground, pick it up again, or let somebody else pick it up, but for the chest, other people can just walk up to it and take out what they need. So now we have collected our 4 free chests and unlocked 1 thing with an unlock point, and now this one we need to beat the other map first. So let's head to the exit. And
hey, come and talk to me if you
okay,
were
let's do
interested in
that.
buying some upgrades.
Okay, let's do that. Move over to the merchant. As you can see, this area is now unlocked. The lock is gone and we can cross the bridge. So let's go to the merchant. We have gained 250 gold from beating this map, and we can now use this to buy a cannon tower, ground tower, slam tower or healing tower. I'm just going to buy the slam tower. It is not that strong in the beginning, but once you level it up a little bit, it becomes very potent, so eventually you should be able to buy all of those towers, but I feel like the slam tower is the best choice now, so let's buy that. As you can see, we cannot buy any other tower now, so we will need to beat this map first. We cannot continue to the next level, so at the moment this is the most logical choice. So still 1 player, and yeah, we can place the table and craft weapons to help us, but we at the moment have our stone knuckles, so not really necessary. Like in the first one, let's just pick up some sticks and stones. Okay, as you can see, the map looks slightly different, but we still have all of the resources here. Now let's put down some towers to defend. I could put down a slam tower. Let's do that here in the corner. So as you can see, it has a range in which it attacks, and the shooting tower has the projectiles, but the slam tower just has a slam wave that it creates around it. So it's perfect to put it in the corner here. And then maybe let's put those towers a little bit more back here. So what we can do now is put down some of the things that we unlocked. Actually, we have from the beginning the crafting table, which allows us with... sorry, I should mention press G to enter this menu, but you should probably know that from the tutorial anyways. And the crafting table allows us to create weapons and tools, but mostly tools really. And it also unlocks things. So for example, the saw bench table we can now craft after placing down the crafting table. Let's first get a stone axe and a stone shovel. And now you can see we can chop down this tree and this bush for logs, which we were not able to do before. So there you see the slam wave. So with the logs, as you learned in the tutorial, you can upgrade these towers. And now you can see, okay, for the next level to upgrade we need planks and clay. Planks we can get with our saw bench here. So we will also need more logs for that. So let's get 4 planks for 2 logs, and we also need clay. So over there we can see the coal. It is very black. We can dig the coal, but we can't really do anything with that before we get the furnace, so that's not really useful anymore. Not useful yet. Later on we will use the coal. For now we need this brown stuff, which is the clay. So just walk up to it, press E to collect some clay. Okay, as you can see, we dug up 3 clay resources and got 4 in total, so sometimes you get lucky and drop an additional 1. You can also upgrade your tools, so let's be a little bit tricky and craft multiple. So once you hit K and upgrade, let's put the shovels into the inventory here. Like in your hand, as you see on the right, we have 3 shovels. So when we upgrade this now, all of the 3 shovels are enchanted. So that's a little bit of a trick. You should make sure to enchant stacks, and that way they last longer. And now we have a 20% chance to get an additional extra item. So we have now collected 3 instead of 2. Good. So much about upgrading and upgrading weapons. Now let's upgrade the towers again. So now we have planks and clay, and we can upgrade this tower. Let's get some more wood. And get some more planks. As you can see, those 2 were just waiting in the crafting bench here. So when you walk away from it, it will still continue crafting the stuff. As you can see, now 4 are ready. We can press E and enter the table and take it out, or we can also press Q on it to quickly collect it, so that way you don't have to enter it. You can just walk up to it and press Q, collect it. That's a little bit of a trick. And upgrade all the things. So the next level would require clay bricks with a forge, which we do not have yet, so that's the highest we can upgrade the tower. So let's maybe add 1 tower more here. I'm missing a log. Round 4 completed. So we have 2 more rounds. And let's upgrade it to the maximum level. And now that the wave is finished, we can also build another tower here. So let's do that. I'm pretty sure that nothing will come through now. So I can show you one other thing. Well, you can use your axe to chop down these vines, which obviously you would then need the spinning wheel to craft the plant fiber into the rope, which we cannot do yet because we have built all the towers that we have. We have built the crafting table, the saw bench. We can also get one of the club table and the stick campfire. So as you can see here, we can make a wooden club, and oh, interesting, there we can use the plant fiber. So let's do that. So we craft 1 wooden club from just a stick, and then we can add the plant fiber that we collected from the fiber plant with our axe and make a spiked club. But now if we compare this, 2 to 4 damage, this one does 2 to 6 damage, The knockback is also better on the stone knuckles, and yeah, it is just generally more interesting. I just noticed that it does not consume any stamina. So when you hit with your left side here now with the stone knuckles, it consumes the red bar, which is your stamina. So once that has run out, you only deal 1 damage like you were punching with your fist. No, it does consume stamina. Okay, so I will submit a bug report that the stamina value is incorrect. Good. Now we found that out. So yeah, that basically still means, okay, club table is only really interesting if you use a weapon that consumes mana, which is like the magic staffs, and or a ranged weapon for the archer, and you need something for melee combat and pushing enemies back. So now let's gather some berries here, and we can just create cooked berries from that, which will restore a little bit more health. But yeah, as I said, it's not really that useful if you have the bandana. So we just beat this level. Let's go to the unlock map again and pick up this spinning wheel. 1 unlock point, yes please. And now we have unlocked everything here. So let me just go back to the world map and play this round one more time. You don't really have to if you got 3 stars already, but just to show you a few more things. So yeah, let's just put down the towers to get it started. Now we can put down again our crafting table to unlock things. So you can see now we can only build these 3 things, which I already explained. But once you put down this, we can also put down a saw bench. So for that we need a log. So let's get a log. And we already know we will need some plant fibers. So now you can see we can put down a saw bench, and for the spinning wheel we will need some clay. So saw bench, clay, and spinning wheel. So now we can craft a basic rope. This rope is used for multiple recipes, but most importantly it is used for repairing the destroyed clay pit, or later on also the destroyed coal pit and other pits. So for the pits you need the basic rope, log, stone, which we have. And now once we have dug up all of the clay around it, it will spawn new clay, so that means you don't run out of clay. So that's very important if you play longer games, more difficult games. At the start, as you can see, there is a lot of clay, more than you need for towers, so it's not that important, but it is definitely an important thing to know that you can repair those things. Good. I think we have seen all of the things that you need for now. Just one more word about the tools. So the stone axe you can use for chopping down logs, obviously, and there's vines. You can also use it to chop down other vines, anything that looks like those, but some of them also have spikes. So you can use the axe to remove spikes from cacti or stuff like that, so you don't get damaged by them when you run into them. That's a nice little advanced trick. The shovel we already saw we can use to dig up clay. You can also use it to dig up coal, as well as iron, some stones, and that should be it. And then the pickaxe you can use for the more advanced things like iron, gold, and cominium, which is currently used to upgrade towers to level 10. So at the moment, when you place down the tower, they are just level 1. When you upgrade it with a log, it is upgraded to level 2. And you can do that until level 10, but you will need more and more advanced materials. And yeah, that takes a while to unlock the required things and collect all of the resources. But we will do that in the next handbook videos. So for now, you pretty much know about everything that you can do in Newlandia, except for one thing, which I will show you after this round. By the way, one more thing. You have the merchant in the game here, so let's just buy a healing tower. Why not? It's the same merchant that is also standing in the world map. So let's put down a healing tower here. Test that out of it. So now when I fight them, as you can see, my health goes right back up again. And there's like a little green circle around me. The enemies here aren't really strong enough to damage me a lot, but there you saw, okay, it heals me right back up. That is the merchant here, and also you have an exit, so if you don't like this map here, you think you're not gonna win. Oh my god, it has reached the core crystal. Now I can't do it 3 stars anymore, so I need to leave now immediately. Not really, but let's just do that. I still have the 3 stars, obviously, because that's the way I beat it. So now I can show you a little secret here. If you climb up those trees here, back here there is another hidden map. This is the No Tower Challenge. So as you can see, the suggested player amount is 2. So you should play this map only if you have 2 or 3 people. And so it's not really something for the start. But as you can see, there you cannot place towers. So yeah, if you try to place it, it just destroys it immediately. And yeah, that's not really going to help you. So you do need multiple people to defend by hand. We're not gonna do that, just so you know that this exists. And yeah, what you should do after beating those 2 maps is instead going into the next map, which is Noblewood, where we will pick up next time in the second handbooks video. So thank you for your attention if you made it to the end. I hope you learned a few things, even if you played a little bit longer already. I just wanted to get all of the basics out of the way here with all of the details, so it is complete, hopefully. Yeah, I'm out. Have a nice day.